Yo, this is Belly, Canada's godfather, Palestinian rapper. You know what I do. Born in Palestine, came to Canada from the worst slums to better slums. I worked my way out, man. Music saved my life. You know what I mean? That's what I do, man. Belly. Being Palestinian, there's a lot of passion. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with me, there's a lot of stuff on my chest, a lot of shit on my chest that I get out. You know what I mean? A lot of weight on my shoulders that I need to release and just let people know about. You know what I mean? There's people dying over there, you know, so definitely I include that in my music. But just being from there, it helps me speak on a lot of different situations, you know what I mean, and relate with a lot of different situations, you know. Relate with people struggling anywhere, because I live, you know, one of the ultimate struggles, you know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. Like when I see stuff like Katrina happen, you know what I'm saying? I relate, you know what I mean? So when I come out and I'm speaking about the stuff that happened to us, somebody that went through Katrina, you know what I'm saying, they relate with what I gotta say, you know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. Being Palestinian in the Middle East wasn't easy, you know what I mean? People didn't want us moving around, they didn't want us coming into their countries, they didn't want us, you know, we were basically outcasted, rejected, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, in Palestine, the war was going on, people was dying, you know, still till today it's happening, bombs dropping, you know what I mean, tanks fighting people. You know, instead of tanks fighting tanks, it's tanks fighting people. People fighting back with rocks. You know what I mean? And this is what's going on, man. That's Palestine. You know what I mean? I'm from Jenin, Palestine, which is where some of the worst massacres happen. You know what I mean? And it's like I say, man, all that stuff that I've been through and all the struggles I've been through, that's what drives me to keep doing what I do now. You know? The communities in Canada are so strong. Middle Eastern communities are so strong in Canada. And they all support what I do. You know what I mean? And they're all down with my movement. Everybody's down with the revolution. Because now finally, you know, the Arab community has a voice. You understand what I mean? And, you know, I give them a voice, and not a voice that is putting out a message that they don't believe in. You know, I put out the message that they believe, which is, you know, enough is enough at the end of the day. You know, we all been going through this for too long. We just want to live. You know what I mean? And that's what it is, man. I took battling seriously when I was doing it. But I stepped away, like, you know, you can't focus on both things. You can't be a battle rapper and then put out records. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't mix. And the only real battle rapper that ever made it to, you know, like prominence, you know, Eminem, he was strictly known for being a battle rapper that turned it into millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Doggy Style, Snoop Dogg's album.
Yeah.
That was like a novel. I wasn't even a CD, you know. I read that CD back and forth about 80 million times. And you can still play that CD till today, and I know it word for word. You know what I mean? And that's how I came in the game. And that's one of the classic records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To me, that's one of the top, say, top five, if you're gonna be nice, top 3 albums of all time. The next album was Ready to Die that I had by B.I.G. So, you know what I mean? The first 2 albums I ever bought were classic albums. My first studio session was crazy. Crazy. You know, I went in there, one take, whatever I had, and whatever. You know what I mean? And the streets of the studio wasn't no different. The only difference is on the street, you stand like this. In the studio, they put a box around you and a microphone in front of you. I got a team behind me, you understand? I got a backbone, so at the end of the day, I got people that go out and you know, find the things that I'm looking for. You know what I mean? And at the same time, I'm everywhere. You know what I mean? Any event, anything that's going on, anything that's hip-hop oriented or, you know, hip-hop related, I'm there. Death Before the Sound of Volume 1. Cool Kid actually hosted it, put it out. About 15,000 units in Canada alone. I did Death Before the Sound of Volume 2 with Kate Slade. Same thing, I did more than Cool Kid did. I did about 20,000. And then Big Mike was the one we just put out about 6 months ago. And that's like 27,000 right now. What I did with the mixtapes, that was history in Canada. History, and people still fail to recognize. Now that I'm doing what I'm doing on a commercial level, everybody's realizing all the history I made on the street level. You know what I mean? And it's all like a circle now. It's all catching up to each other. You gotta connect with the streets. At the end of the day, that's where hip hop started. It started in the street. You know what I mean? That's what makes hip hop strong. Is that even if they want to deny hip hop and say we're not playing hip hop on the station, you don't get a million calls if a song is hot. The station will get a million calls like, yo, why aren't you playing this song? Like, you guys gotta play this. You have to play this. That's the streets. Making the radio do what they do. You understand what I mean? So you gotta connect with the streets. You gotta have a formula that stays close to the streets. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. Like, I still do Welcome to the Hood Jams, you know what I mean? And I go to my old neighborhoods and do the Welcome to the Hood Jams, bring everybody out, 2,000, 3,000 people, barbecuing, basketball tournaments, all that, you know what I mean? So I'm out there, you know, and that's what you gotta do. You gotta stay connected with the street. Every commercial you watch has a hip hop influence. You know, everything you see, the kids, the way they dress, all hip hop influence. You know, music, you go to the clubs, they gotta play hip hop. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. Hip hop took over the world. And people gotta realize the United States is a huge market. And you know what, once you get to the United States, you don't really need nowhere else. But there's so much to be made everywhere else, and nobody really realizes that. People want to get at me, I get at anybody that gets at me, man. It's myspace.com/bellylive. Bellylive.com is the website. That's it, man, you know what I'm saying?
Palestinian Rapper?
The revolution, baby. Belly, everybody gonna hear about me, man. You can say what you want. I know there's a lot of talk. Where I'm from, in Canada, right now I'm the #1 rap artist. I shouldn't even say right now. I will continue to be the #1 rap artist in the country. And I'm just trying to cross the border and do the same thing, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to take over nothing. Not a takeover plan when it comes to the US. You know what I mean? The streets live everywhere and I make street music. And the streets anywhere love my shit, you know what I mean?